Alright, so let me give you a perfect example of how easy AI actually is at its core and how literally anybody can understand how it works even without any background in AI and even if you have never heard of AI before. So let's start with an example. Let's say that this student called Alice lives somewhere in an imaginary country. Now Alice is curious to learn if there is a way to predict what the daytime temperature is going to be given the morning temperature. So she starts to measure the temperature and she starts to list the findings. So during the first morning, she finds that, okay, the morning temperature was 10 degrees and the daytime temperature was 20 degrees at its highest. Then the next day, she realizes that, okay, it is 5 degrees outside in the morning and we have 10 degrees here during the daytime. And then the day after, she finds out that, okay, when it's 20 degrees during the morning, it is 40 degrees during the daytime. And then the day after, she finds out that now it is 30 degrees and the maximum daytime temperature goes up to 60 degrees. Do you see a pattern here? Well, it is obviously that the daytime temperature seems to be double the morning temperature. So it is 2 times what the morning temperature is. So if somebody asks Alice after the research, what is going to be the maximum daytime temperature if the morning temperature is right now, for example, 50 degrees, she can just use this 2x formula right over here to tell that, okay, it is going to be 100 because 2 times 50 is 100. And guess what? This right here, this formula of 2x, this is AI. This is artificial intelligence. So whenever Alice plugs in these numbers to her formula, she is essentially using a simple form of AI to predict what is going to be the daytime temperature given the morning temperature. So this is how easy AI actually is at its core. It is all about finding patterns in data. And this brings me to another important observation here. So one thing that people always say is that AI is not programming. So it is not about writing traditional computer programs. Here's what this refers to. So if we take the previous example where Alice tried to find the relationship between the morning and daytime temperature. Now, if somebody asked Alice to write a computer program that will tell the user what the daytime temperature is going to be given the morning temperature. Here's how Alice could do it if she didn't know about AI. So she could tell that if the morning temperature is 1, the daytime temperature is 2. If morning temperature is 2, the daytime temperature is 4. If morning temperature is 3, the daytime temperature is 6. And she could continue doing this all day long until she has covered all the numbers from, for example, 1 to 100. So this is a very silly program. It has a lot of repetition and it's going through these cases one by one. But because Alice is a clever student, she knows that she just found out that the daytime temperature is double the morning temperature. So why on earth would she list all these cases separately? Because she can just say day equals 2 times morning. And now anyone using this program can enter any number into it and it will give the right answer. And this is handy because if Alice did not do it this way, she would have to include all the numbers in the entire universe into this program to cover all the cases. So she would need to do 1.1 or 1.01 or 1.00001, and that wouldn't make any sense, so that's why it is easier to just say day equals 2 times morning. And that is exactly what people mean when they say that AI is not about programming or not about writing code. Because when you write those traditional computer programs, you basically need to list all these rules to the program separately. So for instance, if you have a game, you could tell the program that, okay, do not let the person move through a wall. Or for example, if the wall has a door, let the player open the door and then walk through the wall. And you can immediately see how complicated those computer programs can get if you have to cover all these cases separately by adding one rule after another into the code. very similar to what we did here with the temperatures. Even on a simple program where we're just talking about a simple relationship between a morning and daytime temperature, we would have to cover all the numbers on the entire universe to make this program work if we did it in this silly way. And in some situations where we have a lot of data, instead of writing a silly computer program that repeats everything and tries to write rules for everything, we can find a pattern in the data by using a computer program that analyzes these inputs and outputs and forms a model that predicts what is going to be the next output given an input. So this is elementary school mathematics, but it is also known as AI. So AI is a computer program that just analyzes data. And that's actually why when people say that AI is not about programming, it is actually not entirely true, because AI is indeed all about programming. So we use good old programming languages to create AI models. But those AI computer programs are just crafted to do things differently than traditional computer programs.